Number 29. The diagram shows some of the events of the menstrual cycle. In which shaded zone of the cycle would progesterone levels be the highest? So let's talk a little bit about the menstrual cycle. So menstrual cycle on average lasts for 28 days. So there's ovulation happening at day 14 usually. So it's on average. Of course, people are different, so it can be different for many people. And the progesterone level actually rises after the ovulation. But you have to be careful because I said the progesterone level increases after the ovulation, but C is not the answer because as you can see, straight after the ovulation, the level is still quite low. Okay, so I would say D is the correct answer because as you can see, the highest level is at around 22, about 22 days. So D is the answer. But let me tell you about what the progesterone does. Progesterone, it keeps the lining of the uterus thick. Okay, the lining of the uterus. This is the uterus, and this is the lining of the uterus. The lining of the uterus becomes thicker when estrogen, another hormone called estrogen, gets released. The estrogen releases at the start, but it drops as soon as the ovulation occurs or right before the ovulation occurs. Okay, so now the thing that kept the lining of the uterus is gone. So now the lining of the uterus will become thinner, but the female body doesn't want to do that. It has to maintain the lining of the uterus thick so that if the egg becomes successful in fertilization and becomes embryo, it can implant itself on the uterus lining. It only happens if the lining of the uterus is thick. Okay, so the lining of the uterus should be maintained thick, and it's the progesterone that helps this process, or it actually keeps the uterus lining thicker. Okay, so it gets secreted or it gets released as soon as the estrogen level goes down. Hence, that's why I said it increases level after the ovulation, and therefore the answer is D for this. Okay.